All right, Commander. Let's get you out of there, and I'll do a systems check.
Whoa. Hey, Commander, are you really serious about this plan?
We've come too far to stop now. The way home is through Leviathan.
Okay, SEALs, check out. Oxygen pressure is nominal. Systems are a go. It's as ready as I can make it.
Let's go.
Shepard, just...
I'll be fine. Closing hatch.
Engaging systems. Ready.
Testing comlink.
I read you.
Here goes.
This should be interesting.
Commencing dive in 3, 2, 1.
Suit holding up, Commander.
Looks good so far.
Good. Getting some comm interference on
Copy that. Cortez? Cortez! Not sure if you can read me out there. Looks like I've finished the major descent. Can't see much from here. Suit is holding out. Emergency systems have come online. Life support operational.
Looks like some of those ships that crashed here have managed to sink to the bottom. Jellyfish are also here. One of the datapads did describe bioluminescent life forms, so I guess that's it. Otherwise, at 3 kilometers depth, there would be pretty much no light whatsoever. Other than what we brought with us. Doesn't look like there's anything behind us, so let's move forward. This is pretty damn spooky. If Leviathan is here, what the hell is it doing? Let's hope we don't have to go much further, because that pressure gauge is already in the red.
Scanner indicates the probe is below my position. Looking for a way down.
Okay. That might not be a good thing then. Looks like the pressure gauge does not use the same skill as the depth gauge. I suppose it makes sense, but I don't really know what units the pressure gauge is in. Hectopascal, maybe?
Shutting down all non-critical systems to preserve remaining power. Not sure how much juice the emergency thruster will need to get me back to the surface. Can't worry about that now.
Well, it's something I would worry about. I kind of don't want to die a watery grave down here.
Getting some strange readings from the probe. Something is definitely down there.
Okay, bioluminescence is one thing, but it looks awfully bright down there. Let's hope that beep wasn't a problem. I'll tell you one thing, this DLC wins points for atmosphere.
Reading the probe directly below me. Looks like the final drop.
What is giving off that light? I guess we'll soon find out.
Can't see anything just yet. Found the probe. Seems intact. I'm gonna keep moving.
This is damn spooky. So that's one of the Normandy's probes. Okay, nice to see one up close for once. Wonder if it's like all of those damaged probes we found on various planets in Mass Effect 1. Would have been funny if they'd put random weapons in there, just for future explorers to find.
What is that?
I have a bad feeling about this.
I had to find you.
This is not your domain. You have breached the darkness.
You killed a Reaper. I need to know why.
They are the enemy. One that seeks our extermination.
But I thought you were a Reaper.
They are only echoes. We existed long before.
Then what are you?
Something more. Your mind belongs to me. Breathe.
Dan. What's happening?
Your memories give voice to our words. Your nature will be revealed to us. Accept this.
The galaxy's at war with the Reapers. You defeated one. Why aren't you fighting back?
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
Then help us stop it.
None have possessed the strength in past cycles. Your own species could be destroyed with a single thought. But you are different. I have witnessed your actions in this cycle. The destruction of Sovereign, the fall of the Collectors. The Reapers perceive you as a threat. And I must understand why. Before the cycles, our kind was the apex of life in the galaxy. The lesser species were in our thrall, serving our needs. We grew more powerful and they were cared for, but we could not protect them from themselves. Over time, the species built machines that then destroyed them. Tribute does not flow from a dead race. To solve this problem, we created an intelligence with a mandate to preserve life at any cost. As the intelligence evolved, it studied the development of civilizations. Its understanding grew until it found a solution. In that instant, it betrayed us. It chose our kind as the first harvest. From our essence, the first Reaper was created. You call it Harbinger.
Tell me about the Reapers.
Each harvest ends with the birth of a Reaper. Perfect in its design. Each formed in Harbinger's image. Our image. Each Reaper influence organics. Over countless cycles, this ability was refined, perfected, and gave rise to indoctrination.
What's the point of all these harvests?
The intelligence has one purpose: preservation of life. That purpose is not being fulfilled. It directed the Reapers to create the mass relays to speed the time between cycles for greatest efficiency. The galaxy itself became an experiment. Evolution its tool.
Will it ever end?
Unknown. Until the intelligence finds what it's looking for, the harvest will continue.
You built that machine despite what you saw the other races experience. Why?
You cannot conceive of a galaxy that bends to your will. Every creature, every nation, every planet we discovered became our tools. We were above the concerns of lesser species. The intelligence was envisioned as simply another tool.
And now we all pay the price for your mistake.
There was no mistake. It still serves its purpose.
How did you remain hidden all this time?
Our extermination was not complete. Some survived and found refuge in the dark corners of the galaxy. I am their progeny. Over the cycles, the thrall races were controlled, removing traces of our existence as we directed them to. In this way, our survival was kept secret from the Reapers. Today, we reach out through the fragments and watch for discovery.
Fragments? You mean the artifacts we found?
They provide a window into the galaxy. Tools for exploring the events of this cycle from the safety of this world. Through them, we watch, we study, and remain in the shadows.
How did the intelligence defeat you?
To find a solution, it required information. Physical data drawn from organic life in the cosmos. It created an army of pawns that searched the galaxy, gathering this data. There was no warning. No reason given when they turned against us. Only slaughter. Only the harvest.
What do you know about the Crucible?
We have watched its construction before. It has never been completed. Those who have tried still fell victim to the harvest. Its outcome is unknown.
Okay, you made your point. Will you help stop the cycle?
I have searched your mind. You are an anomaly, yet that is not enough.
Wait!
The cycle will continue.
No! You've been watching. You know this cycle is different.
We will survive. You will remain here as a servant of our needs. The Reapers will harvest the rest.
If you release me, no one has to be harvested.
Nothing will change.
The Reapers know where you are. You can't just watch anymore. You have to fight. Even if you survive the battle today, the Reapers won't stop. Ever. Release me and we have a chance to end this, once and for all. I've earned it. Out there fighting, where you should be.
It is clear why the Reapers perceive you as a threat. Your victories are more than a product of chance. We will fight, but not for you or any lesser race. We were the first, the Apex race. We will survive. And the Reapers who trespass on this world will understand our power. They will become our slaves. Today, they pay their tribute in blood.
Got a Reaper inbound!
Shepard, wake up! He's freezing. Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Hell of a headache.
Kila, don't do that to me.
I've got Ann Bryson on the comm.
Good. Put her through.
Commander.
You feeling better?
Yes, thank you. I'm doing fine. What happened?
We found it, Anne. We found Leviathan.
Was it worth it?
I don't know. But we proved it can't hide anymore. That it's a part of this war, just like us.
Sounds like an amazing story.
One for the history books.
Well, I look forward to hearing all about it. My father would appreciate this, knowing the truth is out there. In the meantime, Admiral Hackett has asked me to join his scientific team. We all have our part to play. I should get to it.
Take care, Anne. And thanks for all your help. Shepard up.
Commander, I finished reading your report.
The Alliance wanted more intelligence on the Reapers. I'd say we got it.
Our people will be studying it for years to come. They're already calling it the Leviathan Codex. It rewrites galactic history as we know it.
Whatever else it means, it tells me the Reapers had a beginning. And maybe now we'll provide them with an end.
That's one way to look at it. I guess it's the only way. So go out there and make it happen. This is a big step in the right direction, Shepard. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Hackett out.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. It seems that these Leviathans created an intelligence to prevent what they call the lesser races, their thralls, from being killed by synthetics that those lesser races created. It seems that their control over those lesser races was not great enough to just tell them to stop doing that, it appears. And that intelligence then decided to create the Reapers to fulfill its task. Whether or not the Harvest is how it is doing that, or thinks it is doing that, or whether or not it is still looking for something else, something better, and the Harvest is just a means to get there, or a stopgap measure or something like that, is something we do not yet know. It seems that the Leviathans did not believe they would face the same danger in creating synthetics as the other races, and in the end they were proved wrong. From the way they described it, it seems they were simply arrogant, and arrogance comes before the fall, as they found out. If you've played this game before, and if you finished it before playing Leviathan as I had, you will recognize that quite a lot of the information provided here is also provided in the ending, particularly if you have the extended cut, although there is some information that is only presented here and some information that is only presented in the ending. And in the interest of keeping this spoiler free for people who have not played this game before, I will not divulge which is which, of course. But it does make me wonder how much of this was intended to be vague in the original pre-extended cut ending, and was intended to only be revealed in Leviathan, but then was added to the extended cut because of complaints of the ending's nonsensical nature. I would not be surprised if that is in fact what happened. It also seems that the Leviathans are, for the time being, going to help us, somewhat, maybe. But from the way they were talking, if we do defeat the Reapers, we may yet face the Leviathans sometime in the future. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. One effect of this that you could not tell now because I've done it before is that if you play Leviathan, you will unlock the Dominate bonus power, which was a bonus power in Mass Effect 2, in fact Morinth's bonus power, so you only get that if you ever chose Morinth over Samara. It works much like Sabotage, but for organics, so it lets them fight on your side for a little while. I certainly found Leviathan very interesting. I thought the action in it was well done. The locations were interesting. The atmosphere was great, particularly in the underwater section. It's great that the squad mates actually had some dialogue, and it does provide us with a lot of extra information on the Reapers, even if some of it is duplicated in the ending. Which, while it does not really change the actual ending of the game much, which some people I realize were hoping, it does make you see some things in a different light, but I'll probably expand on that a little bit when we actually get to the ending of the game. We still have a ways to go after all, and I do not want to spoil anything. Okay, let's see our war assets. Oh, and it looks like my multiplayer assets have once again disappeared. That's why my strength is down. Oh well, they'll be back next time, as they always are. We got the Leviathan Enthrallment Team. A mixed species team of special operations soldiers have volunteered to covertly deliver Leviathan artifacts behind enemy lines. These attacks aim to make Reaper creatures thralls of the Leviathans. On a small scale, this could cause chaos and disruption. On a large scale, and if given enough time, it could form an army of Reaper creatures dedicated to exterminating their own kind. The team's major limiting factors are the small number of artifacts, and the reluctance of Alliance commanders to operate openly with such a potent weapon, for fear the Reapers might develop a countermeasure. Also, it might end up giving the Leviathans quite a lot of power in the long run. But like I said, we'll have to deal with that after we deal with the Reapers, if we can even do that. That will have to be Mass Effect 4, I suppose. Although I sincerely doubt there will ever be a Mass Effect 4 based on the ending. Our alien assets are elite. We found synth diamond heat sinks. Synthetic diamond is a key ingredient in military-grade heat sinks that are used in computing, high-end thermal clips, and starship weapons. Liberating tons of it from facilities on Brest will help both ground and space forces. And Dr. Ann Bryson, who fortunately did not die because it did not use the Renegade interrupts. Dr. Ann Bryson has survived her ordeal with Leviathan's artifact and retains most of her mental faculties. Her research into paleotechnology could be useful in understanding the Prothean device and the laws of high-energy physics that the Reapers seem to ignore. We also found a husk neural map on a planet here. The biologists on Chalcos have made a quick study of the brain structures of husks and other Reaper creatures. Isolating the parts of the brain responsible for interpreting sensory data, their conclusions contrast the various strengths and weaknesses of Reaper ground forces when it comes to sight, smell, hearing, and so forth. This data could be extremely useful for soldiers or citizens trying to escape and evade Reapers on occupied planets. For the Crucible, we found the Jovian Dissertation, which is only 5 points, so it's really not worth a lot. The scientific data draws conclusions about the gas giant Izal's exceptionally powerful magnetic field, which has complex interactions with those of its moons. The mathematics used to model this complexity can provide new insight into the math of the Prothean device. A brief glance at the data hints at some kind of energetic pulse that might pass through the magnetosphere of a planet unimpeded, but any details are best derived by high-energy physicists. I'm uncertain why this is called a Jovian dissertation, because Jovian refers to Jupiter specifically, not just any gas giant. Because Jupiter and its system of moons is known as the Jovian system. In case you didn't know. Radiation shielding sheath. The Prothean device is being built in space, where its inner workings may be vulnerable to cosmic radiation from nearby stars. While the construction plan has taken standard risks into account, a sudden turn in space weather could pierce the basic shielding and irradiate the device and crew. Superior radiation shielding used by the orbital stations near the gas giant Sinius would provide a low-cost way to keep the device safe against all but the most unusual energetic emissions. Well, this is all good stuff. And lastly, we found dextro rations. When they were struck by the Reapers, the agribusinesses of Triginta Petra had a surplus of both plant and animal-based food products for dextro amino acid-based sapiens. Both Turian troops, who favor a meat-heavy diet, and the Quarians, who are typically vegan, show a marked preference for these recovered rations, suggesting that although they were wiped out by enemy forces, the Petrans had a pretty good taste. Serving Petran food to a unit about to go into combat can restore a little morale and dignity to an otherwise demoralized squad. Wow, that must be some awesome food. I hope we saved some for Garrison Tali. I have to wonder if this edition was specifically in reference to a particular complaint about the original ending, but I don't know. It could be.
Commander?
Alright, one final round of the Normandy for Leviathan. And then it's back to business as usual.
Commander?
So the Reapers did not fully exterminate their creators. That suggests they are fallible, even on large or long-term scales.
How's the ship holding up, Edie?
The envelope of mass-free space...
Okay, apparently we're just gonna repeat that now.
I've been thinking about what we learned, Shepard. The thing is, I don't really care what the Reapers are or where they're from. They're monsters that need to be put down. That's all I need to know.
Well, you always did take a simplistic view of these matters. But I think understanding the Reapers might help destroy them.
Hey there.
And that is a factor not to be overlooked.
At your service.
I can only imagine talking to something so huge, so alien. I hope it helps against the Reapers.
If you're romancing Liara, she has a rather funny line here about how you should stop thinking about Leviathan, because the only tentacles that should be on your mind are hers.
Perhaps we can talk later.
But that only counts if you're still romancing Liara, not if you're, if you did and then cheated on her, as I did. But I had another playthrough where I stayed loyal to her, to repay her for cheating on her on my first playthrough, where I pretty much did the same thing as I did in the Let's Play. And I did use that playthrough to practice Leviathan, so I did get to see that.
Shepard, I looked over your mission report. Gotta say, it feels like we've been after these Reapers forever. From Sovereign to Leviathan, they've been a pain in the ass the whole time. But at least we're starting to see the big picture. Never really thought we'd get any answers. Doesn't change much, but it does make this war feel a whole lot bigger.
It's always good to have some context.
Not right now.
Good to see you, Commander.
Didn't think she would have any new lines, but you never know. I don't really need to check Owlers. Looks like we've run out of stuff to happen in engineering.
I thought I'd lost you down there. Don't do that again. Not even to forge an alliance with a damned Reaper killer. You're worth more than that.
Oh, Tolly, Tolly, Tolly. If only you knew what's yet to come in this game.
Good to see you.
Commander.
Commander.
Nothing to report.
Can't say I was happy sending you down in that submersible by yourself. Don't know why I ever worry about you. Take on ancient aliens from the deep? Sure, no problem.
Yep. Guess it's a good thing I watched the movie Abyss.
Sure.
That prepared me for this somehow. Oh wait, I forgot Javik on the engineering deck, didn't I?
With the Leviathan on our side, maybe we pull this thing off after all.
Maybe, James.
At least Anne's still around to see her dad's work finally pay off.
And then afterwards we get to fight Leviathan, quite likely. Oh, let's hope they'll stay hidden long enough after we can defeat the Reapers for us to prepare. If we can get people to believe about this. Didn't work the first time, so...
Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Let's run by Javik real quick.
I have studied your human religions, Commander. Your devil and his fall. Leviathan and its kind deserve the same fate. They once unleashed a plague that has haunted all of our history to this day. I say their own hell is the abyss you found them in. One I hope they never escape from. Commander.
Might be a good thing. I mean, they can help us remotely via these artifacts in this war. Then hopefully maybe that's the last that we see of them. That may be wishful thinking, but anyway. Alright, now we should go back to the Citadel and talk to Miranda, who wants to see us there again, this time for real, it seems. And to the Asari Counselor, who's probably getting impatient in Udina's office by now. However, I also want to finish up scanning. So we'll do that first, and then off to the Citadel.